Hello, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I am a spiritual transformation coach, often called the Upgrade Queen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Queen Frequency, where I teach you how to attract or manifest your best life. Today, I wanted to get on and talk about one of the biggest money mistakes I still often even get tripped up in, and it concerns God as our supply. Now, if the word God for you is triggering, then beloved, change the word out for something that fits for you. But God works for me. You might want to say like higher self, the divine, the universe, whatever works for you. But the point is that I want to illuminate one of our biggest money mistakes that I am realizing and that I know is so common, and it's everywhere around us, this fact. We just don't actually think about it. So the biggest thing that I think that I've done, I can speak for myself in terms of like manifesting money, like literally manifesting money, apart from the money story, apart from your self-concept and your self-love, which I'll talk about that on another day. But it's one of the things that, gosh, the Bible talks about it. Buddhism talks about it, Eastern philosophy. So this is not new, is that God is my supply. God is your supply. You can, again, change that out to be the universe is your supply or the divine is your supply. The point is that that's not what we truly think, and that is not what we truly believe. Most of us think about money and supply in terms of our external environment. For those of us that work in the working world and we get our paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, however you're paid, we think of it as my employer, right? Or my paycheck, or, that company is my supply. Then for the other people that per se, maybe you're no longer working. So it's your retirement check is your supply. Your disability is your supply. Your social security, whatever it is. Or if you're an entrepreneur like myself, and I feel like we probably think more about money because it is not necessarily, especially in the beginning phases, it may not be as steady or as consistent as we would like. Hello, someone, especially for my new entrepreneurs out there. And so a lot of us think that our business is our supply, right? Our business is our supply. Or if we have, like me, I have coaching programs. My coaching program is my supply. Or even more pressure that my clients or my customers are my supply. That's why we have so many coaches and business people taking on clients and doing work that is out of alignment and not in integrity. But the biggest thing there is that we have now misplaced the source of our supply, the source of our abundance, the actual money coming through. We've put that channel, we've put that onto that is not God, right? So we've taken the power theoretically away from God. But I'm not one of those that thinks that God is easily offended, right? Because God is within. And that's where we're missing it, okay? That's the part we're really, really missing. So one of the things that I realized is that in addition to giving the power to the wrong things, right? So we're giving the power of our to our jobs, companies, employers, paychecks, the distributor of paychecks, to our businesses, to the government, to the Social Security agency. We're giving our power away. We're basically saying, hey, I am subject to you. We are mentally. When in essence, that's one of the biggest problems with this, right? Like spiritual truth is not here to make us feel bad or make us feel like we're sinning or any of these things. It is to help us evolve and wake up and become more conscious of the power that we truly do have within, so that we can effectuate whatever divine purpose we have, because we all have a purpose. But I don't want to go down that message, because that's a message for another day. But I wanted to make sure that we know that when we make the supply for our money other than God, then not only are we taking the power away in our minds, mentally, in our consciousness from God, we're actually taking it away from ourselves, because we have God within. You can argue we are God. We have God comes through us. God is within. So we're actually taking away our power. We've handed our power over to someone else. But here is the next part, which I feel like no one is talking about. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. I will be uploading at least weekly, if not more, as Spirit calls. The more revelations I'm getting, and making sure that I'm just going to go ahead and share them. But the big thing that I realized, which is how we turn our power away and the effects of that, is that by not knowing and truly believing in our hearts of hearts and acting in our life as if God is our supply, then basically we enter a fear cycle. Because if we're not grounded in and supported and believing in God as our supply, and we as God within, as the creators of our reality, the creators of our life, then we're subject to so much crap. We're subject to so much ish, right? Anything that happens, anything that goes on in the world, we're subject to it. Our consciousness gets shaken. We end up in this complete fear cycle. And what does it create? It just creates worry. I know immediately, I'm going to start worrying. God is actually the channel. I'm actually the channel. But when we turn our power over and believe something else, then we enter this whole fear cycle that stems from worry and fear and giving our power away. But if we could just replace that and actually truly meditate, affirm, and begin to believe with our heart, our soul, and our mind that God is our supply, we will experience not only better manifestations, more money, more of the things we desire. But I think what most of us from suffering, right? We can have pain, we don't have to suffer. And so because where God is, follow me now, because where God is, love is. So love is my supply. God and love is my supply. Where love is, fear is not. So where love is, where God is, fear is not there. So when we are sitting around worrying about money, human, 3D, makes sense, especially based on the stories that we've bought into, all the stories and programming that's running in our head, totally makes sense. Yet how do we want to break free from that? How do we want to get free? I know that I don't want to be in that cycle. And so I think that's why one of the basic principles from any of our spiritual teachers, any of the wisdom that has come through the ages, the Christian mystics and so forth, is that God is our supply and God and I are one. And what that does, that only helps us manifest things. It also is able to have us live in a consciousness of love and not fear. It's also a place where we're not giving our co-creation powers away. And I believe that it gives us freedom from worry and fear. So my job this week is I'm trying to rest that God is my supply. And because God is my supply, then I don't need to worry because God is on time. And there's not a supply that God cannot fulfill. So let me know if you also have suffered with making other things your supply or worrying about money and wondering where it's going to come in. Or maybe you're one of those rare folks out there, those folks that have, already ascended into this God is their supply. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that beautiful button, subscribe, and I will talk with you soon.